Hey everybody, Steve Nixon here with Freejazzlessons.com. Thanks for joining me here for today's lesson. So in honor of my brand new Christmas DVD, I wanted to show you some really professional voicings you can use over the first few bars of the First Noel. This is a great tune. Everybody really needs to know this one. All right, I'm excited to teach it to you. Let's head over to the piano and let's get started learning. Thanks. All right, let's take a look at the basic chord changes you'll usually hear played in the First Noel. These are the changes you'll see in your sort of run-of-the-mill fake books out there, all right? And then afterward, we're gonna take a look at the jazz reharmonization of the First Noel, and then I'll break down all the moves that I'm doing on it. All right, so basic chord changes. We're gonna be in the key of D, and the three chords we're gonna use are D, which is the 1 chord, G is the 4 chord, and then A7, which is my 5 chord. So let's take a listen. All right, so beautiful melody, chord changes not so interesting, but you know, they are what they are. Now, let's listen with the reharmonization. So we're gonna go like this. All right, so you can hear it sounds quite a bit fuller using these chords. Let's break down the moves now that I was using. All right, very beginning, right? We have these pickup notes that happen just sort of by themselves. This F sharp E D, right? And then it comes down into the D chord here, that 1 chord. Now, I'm gonna reharmonize this area right here, and I'm actually gonna play a chord on the first couple melody notes here. This is an A7 chord. This is our 5. We want to lead into this D chord, right? So this is A, which is the root. G is my flat 7th. B flat is my color note here. All right, this is a flat 9. C sharp is a 3rd, and then here's that melody note. It's the 13th of the chord, this F sharp, okay? So melody comes down. Now, first chord change is a D chord like we played in the basic changes, but I'm adding a color note in here, this B, which is the 6th. So we have D, F sharp, root 3rd, A is the 5th, B is that color note, the 6th, and then there's that melody note, D, right, the root. So we have, all right, this chord change right here, very cool sounding. This is a C7 chord with a sharp 11 and a 9, okay? So check me out here. C is the root, E is your 3rd, B flat is your flat 7. This is the basic C7 chord here, right? D is my color note now, okay? The extension of the chord. And then there's that melody note, it's the F sharp, it's the sharp 11, okay? So we had, okay, melody comes up here, F sharp to G. All right, this chord change right here, this is a B minor 7, okay? So we have B, and B is the roots of this chord, right? D is a flat 3rd, F sharp is the 5th, and then A is that flat 7, it's my melody note. Now, I could have gone and just sort of hung out here on this B minor 7 the whole time, but I didn't. I did this little inner voice motion here. And I have a lot of these little techniques throughout the DVD, but essentially what we're doing here is, since we have this minor chord that's held for really a long time, we want to create some motion. We want to reward the listener and kind of push the arrangement forward, right? So what we're doing is we're thinking F sharp. This is the 5th of this chord, this B minor chord, right? So we're just gonna go half step from the G to the F sharp, just a little passing motion. There's that passing move right there, okay? And that's all that's going on here. We're just sort of decorating. Okay, this next chord change right here, this is a B7 altered chord, really pretty sounding chord here, okay? So we have D sharp is the 3rd, A is the flat 7th, D is the sharp 9 of this chord, G is the flat 13, B is that melody note, all right? So go ahead and grab this chord right here, really nice sounding chord, okay? The melody continues up to the C sharp, The next chord change I'm playing here, this is an E minor 7 with an 11 and a 9. We have a 2 chord, okay, a 2 chord in the key of D. All right, so this is just an E minor chord in the left hand and then a D major triad in the right hand, right? D, F sharp, A, basic D chord. We're doubling the melody up top there. All this together is E minor 7 with an 11 and a 9. So E is the root, G is the flat third, B is the fifth, D is the flat 7, F sharp 9, A color note, and then D is that melody there, okay? So we had melody passes to the C sharp, okay? Really pretty chord here. We have a 5 chord in A7. A is the root, G is the flat 7, C sharp is the third, F sharp is my color note here, it's the 13, and then B is the melody note, it's the 9, it's also a color note. So we had, all right, another nice chord here, D major 7 with a 9, okay? So D is the root of this chord, F sharp the third, C sharp is the major 7th, E is the 9, and then the 5th, which is A, that's the melody, okay? So we had, and what do you know? We had a 2, 5, 1, most common chord change in jazz. Pretty sweet, right? Okay, we're going back to this B7 altered chord again. Okay, we're back to our E minor 7 with the 11 and the 9, right? Back to this A7 with the 13 and the 9, okay, so now a little bit of a difference here, okay? We still have this E minor 7 again, right? Just a little different voicing because the melody is going somewhere else now, okay? So this is E is the root, G is the flat third, B is the fifth, D is the flat 7, F sharp is my 9, and then A is the 11th, that's the melody note, okay? And then it moves up to the 5th, so we're going, okay, just like that. Okay, now A7 with a 13 here, okay? Similar to what we saw here with the B on top, but now we have the C sharp on top. A, G, root and flat 7th. C sharp is the third, it's the melody note. We're doubling them here, right? And then we got this color note here, this 13 here, this F sharp, okay? So we had, okay? We're back again to an E minor 7 chord, right? Just like we saw before, okay? This time I didn't throw the 5th on there, but you could if you wanted to, but it's pretty much the same chord. Okay, melody moves down now from the D to the A, which is the 11th of that E minor 7. So we had, okay, this chord change right here, super beautiful. E flat major 7 with a 13. All right, so check this out. E flat and B flat, root and 5th of the chord. G, it's the third of the chord. We have, it's also the melody, and I'm doubling it to make sure that we can hear the melody being moved here. C is the 13, it's a color note, and then D is the major 7th, okay? So then we're going essentially like, okay? Now, at the very end of this phrase, I resolve here into this D and A. So this is just a basic D6 chord, okay? So D and A, root and 5th. F sharp is the third. We're doubling it, it's the melody, right? So 2/3. And then I have that 6 here, right? Now, I also could have thrown the major 7th in here as well. So I could have gone like this. And I also could have had that note in there as well. That also would have sounded pretty, but I left it out, right? So this, as you can hear, sounds a lot fuller. We're applying jazz harmony here, more 2-5-1s, bigger chords, extensions of the chords. We're adding 9s, 11s, 13s, right? And we're also using some reharmonization as well, all right? So enjoy learning the first few bars of the First Noel. I've got tons of this stuff in the Christmas DVD, a bunch of tunes. It's over 4 hours long, all kinds of techniques here, years worth of things to really grab and apply to all kinds of different music, not just Christmas music. All right, enjoy your practice, and I will see you again very soon.